I mean, I was told by my film professor, there are films and there are movies, and sometimes you've got to know what you're walking into.
Yeah. See, but I come from a time when movies were films.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Courtofcinema podcast, your one-stop shop for everything film and TV, but mostly movies and films. Today, we're talking about Underdog, a film that I really do enjoy, that I can't wait to talk about. Came out in 2007. It's a childhood favorite of mine. And before we go forward, I do have a couple of announcements to make. Number one is thank you for listening to the show. This whole entire show and this everything is all because of you, dear listener. You could have been doing anything right now, watching some random YouTube video about cats, or even watching the Invincible War episode again, but instead, you decided to sit here and listen to this podcast episode, so sincerely, thank you for that. You keep the lights on, you keep the fridge full, you keep my addiction of collecting movies and vinyls alive and strong and well, and I thank you for that wholeheartedly. And our second announcement is that we're going to be starting our new Superman series very soon. You may be asking, how soon, Logan? Well, soon is next week. We're in preparation for James Gunn's new Superman film, so we're going through all the major live-action Superman movies. There's way too many Superman films to count, but we're going to be going through the main Christopher Reeves, then obviously Henry Cavill, that one that happened like 03 that we won't talk about. We're going to all of those. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, but I'm still working on that. It's still cooking up a little bit, so I decided I'll go into Underdog because just why not? This film is technically my introduction to the character of Superman. It's kind of like a whiff and a spoof on the character, but still, this is one of my childhood favorites of all time. It's not even like a, Meet the Robinsons, but still, it's a very weird pipe dream that I do have a love for a little bit for some weird reason. No need to fear, Underdog is here is that incredible, weird, and wacky tagline that lives in my head rent-free. But the movie follows a lab accident that gives a beagle named Shoeshine some serious superpowers. A secret that the dog eventually shares with a young boy who becomes his owner and friend in the end of the movie. And the movie, I have to say, is not good. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. This film is actually very trash. CGI isn't that good at all, and the voice acting and acting all around isn't the best, but we have Peter Dinklage, so, a win's a win, I guess. Yeah, I haven't watched Game of Thrones in over a year, so any kind of straw I can grasp at any kind of Game of Thrones actor, or House of the Dragon for that matter, I'll be all over it. And Peter Dinklage is here. He's a great actor. I'll say he's the best in the movie. I mean, the bar is very low, but yeah, sure, he's the best in the film. That's not saying much at all, but it's like if LeBron went to go play in a elementary school tournament. I mean, obviously he's the best, but it's elementary school, so what are you going to do? I mean, yeah, he's obviously the best here. So, moving on here. I'm sorry I'm getting distracted here. Going to the stats for the movie. The film did have a box office that's actually surprisingly very good. That's actually kind of weird. The movie did gross $65.2 million against a budget of $25 million, which is solid. It's not like a big smash hit, but it did make money. So that's good to see, at least nowadays. And as far as Rotten Tomatoes scores go, the movie does have a 14% critic score and a 42% audience score. And it's kind of like how, the audience and the critics alike definitely did agree here, which isn't that common. And whenever it is common, it's not a good sign. At least if it's very bad and that they have something in common, that it's that's not a good sign at all. But a film that we talked about recently was Fantastic, and that movie, critics and audiences alike just are not vibing with that film at all. 2015 Fantastic had a 9%. That's crazy. A 9% critic score, 18% audience score. So yeah, the track follows here. The movie itself, Fantastic Four and Underdog, are amongst some of the worst of all time. But this one, Underdog, is a bit better. I'll say so myself. But enough of my opinion here. Let's go into some other kind of perspective around the movie. We usually have a Roger Ebert review. Roger Ebert, one of the greats of all time. He didn't do a review for this movie. I'm not even mad about that. He didn't really even want to, I think. So we do have over on Letterboxd, we have two different reviews here to kind of make up for that one that's missing. But on Letterboxd, we do have a 2.3 out of 5 average. That's very low for a very obvious reason. We all know why it's a low score, because the movie sucks. It's obvious. And the first review here comes to us from Mike Soup69, who gave this film a 0.5 out of 5 stars. He said that Underdog is a mostly forgettable adaptation that relies far too heavily on recycled material and sloppy production. He's right here. Is the half a star exactly accurate? Yes, it is. Is he being harsh to my childhood movie? Yes, he is. I'm going to admit here the movie's trash, but still, as Will Smith at the Oscars once said, and I'll say it here, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Keep Underdog out of your mouth. This film did nothing wrong to you, so relax. And we have another review here from another user named Maraki, or Makari, or Mirakai, something like that. They gave the movie a 2 out of 5, and they said this movie is a Bolt wannabe. That's one, I'm happy and sad at that, because number one, Bolt is a banger. I love Bolt. That's actually incredible. And number two is that Underdog is good. Stop being mean to it. It's very disrespectful and actually get me very mad. But still, it's all very wanted criticism. The movie isn't that great, but still, this is my introduction to the character of Superman. Superman is definitely rooted in so many different kind of inspirations in and of its own. To have this film be a spoof on it all is a very fun pilot to a very massive series that is Superman, that I had to dive into it. I didn't want to not do an episode this week, so I kind of wanted to have some kind of fun kind of bi-week episode here. This episode shouldn't be that long at all, but still, it should be a fun pilot to a very big series. And, you know, why not just go into my childhood a little bit here? It'll be a whole lot of fun. Maybe. I hope so. And, you know, I'm not going to come on here and try to convince you that Underdog is one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. That's not all the truth. This movie, I wouldn't even say is thematically rich, but this movie does derive and inspire itself from Superman, so therefore, naturally, it has a little bit of depth to it, which I had a little bit of notes for with the movie. The movie overall, like a D- or D+, it's not that great of a movie, but still, I had some notes here that definitely do, I think, encapsulate what makes Superman Superman and why I love the character and why Underdog isn't that good, but still when it's inspired by Superman, when it's inspired by a great story, it can't help but be like a quarter of the way decent to being like an okay story or plot. It's not all exactly unique or crazy. The movie does have this very like, you know, Saturday morning cartoon with the very fun transitions and cool, wacky villains that I think is very fun. But the movie overall, as a film itself, and even as an Underdog movie, I'm a bit underwhelmed. See how we did there? That little wordplay thing? Yeah, I know. It's a whole lot of fun. I'm having a whole lot of fun here today. Enough wordplay joking around. Just diving into my main meat and potatoes for the movie. I do have to say that the film, I think, encapsulates what I enjoy. And when I talk about Superman next week, that main, very big Christopher Reeve Superman movie, I'll be talking about it here and kind of cross-referencing from Underdog into Superman for some weird reason. But I do love that in the opening of Underdog, when we see this beagle, I know it's corny as heck, but still, we see the beagle, and I love this character's journey and this character's story, how cliche and lame it is, but still, it has some highlights in it. So with our character, I love that it makes him in this very weird space where the movie opens, puts him in this very down moment in his life, kind of like with Superman or Spider-Man or Batman, how there can't be light without dark. There can't be warm without cold. You can't have success and glory and the incredible swing of flight with Spider-Man and Superman without having the very down-in-the-dumps dark moments of Uncle Ben's death, or you losing your uncle, what was his name? Uncle Clark? Uncle Kent? Pa Kent? Whatever you want to say. Grandpa Kent? Dad Kent? Whatever you want to call him. I don't even know anymore. I gotta tap into Superman a little bit more. But still, I love that in the opening of the movie here, it is seeing him in this moment and him feeling at a point where it's hard to feel death for something when you keep messing up, when he's only seeing himself as a flaw and as a screw up and not looking towards his inner self and what he really can be. It's the journey of self-discovery and self-improvement where, even like myself, how I mentioned with, I think, Meet the Robinsons, I probably did, but when you're growing and when you're trying to get better, you're looking in yourself to try and be like your future self and be better, and then you look towards you in the future, you're making more money, you're maybe stronger and bigger and faster, but you look at yourself right now, and you're not strong, you're not big, you're not fast, but you're still on the journey of doing all that, and that can make you feel like you're not worthy of wearing a mask or a cape, but still, that's not how the journey goes. You have to still look back at what you had previously in your past life to see exactly how you shaped to be who you are today, and how you can be better tomorrow. But still, it's a movie about a dog. It's an Underdog movie. Who really cares? I think my favorite quotes, or one of my favorite quotes in this movie, is that destiny creeps up on you when you least expect it. That's something that I've been feeling a little bit too here. There's some things in my life right now that I'm like, how am I even doing this? How am I even right here right now? How did I get to this point right now where I'm recording a podcast about a movie about a dog, and I'm for some reason having fun with this weird podcast arc in my dad lore life. I have no idea. I have no idea if this is my destiny. I have no idea if my destiny is going out and being a race car driver for F1, for Red Bull. That'd be crazy, by the way. Red Bull, if you're hearing me, I can't drive, but I can try. Hey, just come at me. You can't exactly pick your destiny. You can't exactly pick your path. Your life, I wouldn't say it's planned out for you, but you can't exactly force it either. It's a lot of times, especially when I was in high school. When I was in high school, and even, I guess, a couple years after that, I was trying to find what my purpose is, and I really struggle with that. Even now, I have no idea what my struggle or my, I guess, purpose and goal in life actually is. What am I supposed to do? I have no idea, but I'm just trying new things and trying to get better, and eventually my destiny and path and quote-unquote calling may just sneak up on me. Maybe I am from an alien planet and my suit and cape will come falling down from the sky and I'll find it in my closet right now. I have no idea, but I can hope so. I can hope that maybe that'll happen, or maybe it won't. Who knows? But the quote that destiny really does creep on you when you least expect it has been accurate for the character of Superman as well. That Clark Kent is at a point where he's just small and nimble, not sure what he is. My favorite thing about the Henry Cavill Superman, that it's dark and mysterious and not that bright and optimistic and hopeful like it should be, like the very, colorful Christopher Reeve Superman. But I like that with the Henry Cavill Superman, it's about him being alone and scared and not sure what he's supposed to do or how he's supposed to be Superman feels so weird. And that is what makes that movie so good to me. Same with The Amazing Spider-Man. I love The Amazing Spider-Man because that movie is about Peter Parker lost and scared and alone and afraid and weak, and him trying to find out where his parents are, why they'll leave him not leaving the past behind, and that was him kind of breaking off of his destiny of becoming Spider-Man for a while, which is why I love that movie. And Underdog, it's a quote that I think really does encapsulate a lot of what makes good comic books, which is destiny is going to creep up on you when you don't really want it to, at least expect it. And then what I love as well here, a very weird switch up here, is that he gets the powers. He has the powers, super cool by the way. The power scene, awesome. He's actually goated for that. But still, I love that in this movie, he doesn't want to be the hero. He doesn't want to be a hero because he thinks that he has powers, so now he'll mess it up and he'll screw it up and he'll be just a klutz and not that cool and not that much of a savior hero archetype. He's just a beagle. And that's all he will be. In his mind, at least, he thinks that, which I do think is a very fun change of pace. I feel like in most films, we never exactly see that there's a hero that gets his powers but doesn't really want to be that at first. I mean, we do, but to this extent here, it's usually like a calling that they need to be a superhero. And I love that with this movie, it is a problem, but also a good thing that the movie takes its time in terms of getting me, I guess, comfortable with the character and the dog talking, I guess, but also it really does kind of make you earn him putting on the suit for the first time. Once again, a film about a dog, but still, it's like, it's not until he's 100% sure, okay, I want to be Underdog, that now he has a suit finally, and the crazy cool montage. That's what I love about the film really a lot. And I love that he thinks that just because he has powers, that doesn't make him a hero, which is definitely very true. Once again, another, I think, very cool quote and moment is that he has his powers, but he still doesn't feel exactly heroic in any kind of shape or form. I mean, when you think of a dog being a hero, you think of, like, I guess Crypto, for example, is what, like a Labrador Retriever or like a Great Dane that's white. When you think of like Crypto, the super dog, that's like a super dog, not a beagle, a very small and nimble kind of beagle. He's, like a heroic kind of guy. I like that in the Crypto Superdog animated show. I'm digging into my bag very deep right now. But in the Crypto animated show, the Bat Dog is like a Great Dane kind of thing, like a Doberman kind of dog. That's super cool and very big and I guess very kind of cliche, big, hunky, animalistic dog that'll be a hunter, like a wolf kind of thing. Not a very small, nimble beagle. He doesn't have the aesthetic to be that kind of dog. He doesn't really want to be. So that makes him, not think that the powers are meant for him. And, at this point, I have a few more notes here to go. So relax. It's almost over, I guess, for Underdog, a film about a dog being a superhero. I love that one of the main quotes, I think my favorite quote in the entire movie. It's cliche, it's corny, but still, when he says, it's not about the power, it's about what you do with them. That's the entire movie. That is literally like every single, superhero origin story. It's not the powers, it's about what you do with them. I think about Batman Begins when Rachel says, It's not about who you are. It's about what you do that defines you, your actions that defines you. That's like what I see here, even with Clark Kent and Superman. As we go into this series, I'll talk about it a lot here. But, Clark Kent Superman is clearly a Messiah, Jesus figure, which is, that's okay. It's kind of normal to see that in films and TV. But I love that with Superman. I think that Superman is important because it inspires hope. And I think that Clark definitely sees that as well. But the sheer fact that the world really does need heroes, but heroes are defined by one of the main godfathers of it all, which is Clark Kent Superman. When you close your eyes and think of a hero, it hasn't been this way in a few years. Just speaking as a fan of really everything, I guess, outside looking in, I see that when it comes to the best heroes, it's either Spider-Man or Batman. That's usually all it is. They're both goated in their own right, but we haven't had a Superman film in so long that it feels just so like a breath of fresh air. Like, finally, cinema will be saved, and the comic book genre of filmmaking will be saved as well by having finally another good Superman film. It's been years. One of my favorites is obviously Man of Steel. That's my childhood. For all time, always, it will be that film for me. And Superman, even one that was very dark and depressed, that movie means so much to me. That's my only introduction of Superman, and that's what makes me love him a lot more, because it doesn't matter if he's dark or happy, I still get that warm, ear-to-ear smile on my face with Superman. It's not only just about how good the story is, but the worldwide impact of Superman. Superman meaning hope. When you see all these crazy bad things happening in the world, you see a kid wearing a Superman shirt or a guy wearing a Superman shirt, that means so much more than a character. It means hope, it means strength, it means being so much more. A very bright light in a very dark world is what Superman means to me and so many other people, which is why Underdog is a film about a dog, but still, it's about so much more than that inherently because of Superman. So in Underdog, I also love that he does want to be Underdog. I mean, it's a beagle. He wants to be a superhero. Sure, why not? But majority of what drives him to be this person is because he knows that the world needs Underdog. It's not like what he wants to do. The world needs a hero. The world needs hope. The world needs saving. So when you call out on a hero, you're going to call out on Superman or Spider-Man or Batman, who are also goated and probably better, but still, not the point here. So this film isn't exactly that good at all. The CGI is bad. The acting overall isn't the best in the world. The script and screenplay isn't that good either. The movie, just as a whole, isn't that good. But number one, things that we all know right now. Number one, the suit is really fresh. It's actually very good. The suit is crazy. He's a dog, but he kind of has aura with it, so I gotta show him some respect here. Number two, Peter Dinklage is really good. Number three is that Underdog can beat Superman in a fight. You said it, not me. What are you saying right now? That's insane, but it's probably true. You're really, really smart about that. And the fourth thing is that this movie, out of anything, shows just how important Superman is. To me, to many, many others. I understand, Logan, this isn't even a Superman movie. What are you even talking about right now? Listen, I can see, obviously, because it's inspired by it, but just the way Superman bleeds into this movie, the way that it just has this weird effect on it is so just beautiful. And it shows everything about the character and about the world, and it shows me just how important this Superman series will be, that I hope I can do good with it. I'm praying on it. The last time we had a series was Fantastic Four, which went, the way you think it would go. Fantastic Four series, 3 episodes, no comment on that. The one before that with X-Men series, actually kind of fun. The X-Men series was really bad, but also kind of fun. I'm actually having a little bit of fun with that one. So this time, Superman should be overall a lot better than those previous 2. And I should have fun with it, I hope, but we don't know. And if you're one of the 5 fans of Underdog that are incredibly mad at me for making an episode not on Underdog, an Underdog episode, well, I apologize for you for that. The movie is very short, and frankly, it sucks. My final score for the film is a D+, but still, as we go into the Superman series, I'll be cross-referencing for you. For you 5 people that are a very big fan of Underdog, I will be making some kind of hints and comments to this movie a little bit, because I have to owe you one because of it. How about this? I assure you, I guarantee you, that in every single Superman episode, we'll mention Underdog one time. One single time, Underdog will get a reference or a shout out in some kind of form or fashion for you 5 fans of Underdog, I promise you. This episode was more for me to kind of get into my, my shape and my form for this new series that I'm very excited about. But Underdog, I have a teeny bit of love for it. It's like that uncle that you may not exactly like, but he's family, so you gotta invite him in for the cookout. It is what it is. And you know what? For you 5 fans of Underdog, I'll just do a very quick buzz from the backlot and also MVP, just so I can say, hey, this is a complete episode. Check it off the list here. So just 3 random fun facts for you. Number 1 here. General Mills breakfast cereal products are seen in the Underdog household, and the Underdog 1964 cartoon series was created by General Mills ad agency to help promote their products. That's a very fun, random fun fact for you 5 fans of Underdog. But 2 more to go. Here you get 2 more fun facts. I'll try to be good with it here. Another reference to the original cartoon is that the name Shoeshine refers to the Underdog's secret identity as the Shoeshine Boy. That's a very mentally stimulating fun fact here. But for one more very big fun fact, the reference to the original cartoon series are as included. The secret identity is as known as the humble and lovable Shoeshine Boy. The love interest is Sweet Polly Purebred, just like the show as well. He speaks in rhyme, which is a lot of characters, but whatever. He causes significant property damage during rescues. That's like half of all heroes. All of heroes destroy a lot of property damage and raise taxes. It's a dog doing it too here. So that's not very creative, but whatever. And he uses the pill as a source of superpowers. That's the cartoon reference there is that he uses a pill as superpowers. Incredibly mentally stimulating right now. This is actually insane stuff. And then him changing into the costume in an exploding phone booth is stolen from Superman, but also it's actually in the cartoon as well. So whatever. Then he's explained to the crowd that he's not a plane, nor a bird, nor even a frog, just little old me, Underdog. That's like Superman 2, but whatever. It's a Superman wannabe, but still, Underdog beats Superman in a fight any day of the week. Once again, you said it, not me. I'm just saying the facts here. I'm saying what you said, so that'll do it for today's episode. We had a whole lot of fun here today with Underdog. If you enjoyed it, then we have a little fan mail thing down there below too. And also, if you're on Spotify, we're down there too. If you want to send us like a fan email, we have our email down there too for actually a very long time. So email us if you want to. I'll respond to it within like some snail mail period of time. So get on that to get your snail mail read to you. So yeah, right now is like March. I'll read you out that snail mail fan thing that you do. If you put it in March today, I'll do it over in like December for you. So put that in for that email, and I'll read out to you very soon in December. And almost one more thing, I forgot to say, but the MVP goes out to Peter Dinklage. Like I said previously, it's a very slow race. He's like the leading by a mile, but it's Peter Dinklage. I got to give him an award here. So Peter Dinklage, we have a macaroni trophy here. I'm going to mail it out to you wherever you are. A macaroni trophy will be mailed out to you, and it'll be in shambles by the time it reaches you. But still, it's a very fun and heartful macaroni award that I'm holding in my hands right now. He couldn't make it out to the studio today, but I'll send it out to you very soon. But until next time, stay swagged out, stay cool, watch more films every single day, watch more Invincible, watch more Superman, and until then, I'm Real Slogan. See you next week for Superman, and most importantly, I'll see you boys in the movies.
Shine.